Coming up, outrage at the verdict for a suspended L-plater high on drugs over a fatal crash. Interstate hay supplies begin arriving in country New South Wales, and an exclusive preventing blindness and new glaucoma treatment. That's next. Tonight, the shock verdict for a suspended L-plater who was high on a cocktail of drugs when she was involved in a fatal crash. The PM's power struggle victory, winning coalition support for his flagship energy policy despite opposition from Tony Abbott. Crucial interstate drought supplies begin rolling into country New South Wales. Despite the big dry, the SES reminds Bathurst locals to upgrade their flood emergency plans. And after what he describes as his worst league game ever, halfback Ben Hunt on turning the Dragons season around.
This is 9 News Central West with Vanessa O'Hanlon.
Good evening. Those stories shortly, but we begin tonight with breaking news out of London. A terrorist scare with a major police operation underway after a car smashed into barriers outside Britain's House of Parliament.
The obvious fear this was yet another attack in the heart of London, and the police response was quick and heavy.
Nine's Europe correspondent Amelia Adams is on the scene for us tonight. Here's the latest.
Well, very, very tense scenes here in the heart of London this morning. Dozens of police officers have been screaming at people, yelling at them to get back, get away from this scene as they lock down the streets. You've also got ambulance, fire engines and a helicopter now hovering above as people go about their morning peak hour amid these scenes of, distress, really.
Amelia Adams there. To other news, Bianca Harrington was a suspended learner driver who'd taken drugs the night before she crashed into a car, killing an aged care nurse who was on her way to work. But the pregnant 22-year-old was today found not guilty of a serious drug driving charge, leaving the victim's family shocked, angry and confused.
Bianca Harrington was high on a cocktail of no fewer than 3 drugs when she ploughed her father's Commodore into an oncoming car, killing Gosford aged care nurse Kay Shaler.
The Prime Minister has secured the support of the Coalition Party Room for his National Energy Guarantee, but backbench rebels led by Tony Abbott are still trying to sink it. It could leave the government relying on the opposition to secure the plan, which is still yet to be ticked off by the states.
Tony Abbott was not for turning.
Madness. Absolute madness.
As the former Prime Minister raged against the government's energy plan.
After a horror few days in front of the Banking Royal Commission, NAB today admitted it's putting more money aside to deal with compliance investigations. The bank wouldn't say how much money it would need, though, to deal with potential fines and compensation, as it revealed third quarter profits of $1.65 billion. We're always being told to have a bushfire plan, and now those living by rivers are being urged to get themselves an emergency flood plan. The SES holding a workshop in Bathurst to educate residents in case the Macquarie River levees fail.
Bathurst councillor Jess Jennings remembers the time his family's home was under threat.
My grandparents built one of the original houses here on just the other side of the levee bank.
Brittany Hughes, 9 News.
Cancer drugs come at a crippling cost, and there's fears Australians are missing out on treatment because they can't afford it. Clinicians and patients are campaigning for more medicine to be subsidised to ease the burden.
Holding on to precious family memories, Canberra woman Genevieve Henchy lost her father Eric almost a year ago.
My father was my best friend.
Emma LaRouche, 9 News.
The outpouring of support for farmers in drought keeps rolling in. More than a dozen trucks bringing an interstate delivery all the way from Tasmania to provide much-needed resource to some of those hardest hit.
As the big dry takes hold of the entire state, 14 Tassie trucks are bound for Moree, carting a special delivery for those doing it tough on the land. Madison Langley, 9 News.
Just ask any truckie and they'll tell you what's wrong with it, but the government is instead spending $2 million investigating how to fix the Newell Highway. The study will identify priority trouble spots along the New South Wales stretch. It's taken years of fundraising, but today the Canobolas Lions Club handed over a $100,000 cheque to the Orange Health Service for a prostate detection machine. Still ahead, why the builder of these new homes decided to knock them down again. More than 300 festival goers have been injured when a boardwalk collapsed during a beachside concert in Spain. There were scenes of panic and chaos as victims plunged into the ocean.
The lights and sounds of a music festival replaced by hundreds of screams.
He was a rising rap star killed with a samurai sword on a suburban street. Now a couple has been charged with his murder. Tonight, details of the confrontation that allegedly started it all. Wildfires in paradise. Flames sweep across one of the largest Greek islands. Are you being punished for your loyalty? The mortgage rip-off the banks are hiding from their customers. And when a police patrol car is the one doing the damage. It's always a little awkward when our emergency responders become the emergency themselves, and it was no different for this police patrol car, which slammed into the front bedroom of a house in Adelaide. The officer was responding to a disturbance outside the home when his car careered off the road. Luckily, no one was injured, apart from a bruised ego. Mike joins me now, and it's dark times at the Dragons, Mike.
It is 5 losses from their last 6 games, Vanessa. Coming up, Ben Hunt reveals how Dragons fans can find hope after their worst loss of the year. Also tonight, Cooper Cronk's double life at the Roosters, the brave Swan undergoing his 6th knee reconstruction, and the South Coast family leading the charge for the Aussies in Tahiti. Ben Hunt knows he had a shocker against Parramatta and he dragged his team down with him. But the talented halfback has conquered adversity before, and his message to Dragons fans is clear: don't give up on us yet.
After last weekend's catastrophe against Parramatta, Ben Hunt has done a lot of soul searching. And he's struggling to find the answers.
Melbourne Cup winning jockey Blake Shin has thanked all those who sent him messages of support after a frightening fall in a barrier trial yesterday left him with 2 fractured vertebrae.
It's just shown to me that I'm involved in a wonderful industry. It means a lot to me. It's really helped me keep my spirits up.
Shin says he hopes to be discharged from hospital tomorrow. To the NBL, the Hawks hit the court for their pre-season opener in Wollongong tonight. The new look team will be put to the test against American college team St Mary's. A Canberra-based academy for women's sevens rugby has been announced as part of a joint venture between the Brumbies and the ACT Academy of Sport. The Pathway program is aimed at supporting players at state and national level with the potential to represent Australia. After years of winless seasons, the Geary Goats have proved anything is possible. The GrainCorp North rugby side has just secured its first ever premiership off the back of a dominant 2018.
It's been an emotional ride for the Geary Goats.
Coming up, Gavin with the weather.
This weather update proudly brought to you by Oak Tree Retirement Village. Now in Orange, Bathurst and coming soon to Dubbo and Mudgee. Book a tour today.
To finance, and the market jumped 0.8%. The All Ords up almost 45 points, and one Aussie dollar is buying 72.71 US cents and 80.76 Japanese yen. Now time for the weather, and Gav, a windy day again tomorrow.
Thank you, Vanessa. Very windy indeed. Another very strong front approaching, but unlikely to deliver the rain that is needed across the region. Temperatures today creeping up there, mid to high teens after what was a pretty chilly start for most. But the sun is out in full force as the rain continues in the west. Good farming season this winter, but they are going to pay back as the hail now hits the highway, making its way towards the eastern states. updates from what's been an exceptional season of fronts and rain right throughout the Southwest Land Division, with another one passing there. But elsewhere, right across central eastern Australia, it is sunny, it is dry and it is warm, and it's all headed our way tomorrow ahead of this next front. We'll probably have some dust picked up with this one as well. It's going to be a dusty change as it pushes through, returning the snow to the ski fields. So again, we have another burst of snow, making sure that this ski season remains a good one. It is cold, it is windy, and it's still showery through most of southern Australia, with these passing fronts remained there. But for central northern Australia, it is hot, it is sunny, and it is dry for August, with above average temperatures, abnormally high in fact. Looking at the risk of rain for us tomorrow, no chance whatsoever. It is going to be a dry day right across the region, and then tomorrow night we'll see some cloud increase and a burst of showers, and we could have a little bit of a snow flurry or two in behind that front once it passes. Leading up to its arrival, it's all about those very warm northwesterly winds. So temperatures up as we move through your midweek Wednesday into the high teens, in fact. Late showers developing and then turning to snow overnight once the cold air moves in across the alpine districts. Evaporation rates will be high. Combined with the warmth and the wind, it is going to be another very dry day. It is going to be dominated by sunshine across the central West Plains. Temperatures soaring into the low 20s, very warm, mid to high teens throughout the tablelands and the Blue Mountains, 16, and it's going to be very windy around the mountain areas and the western slopes. Sun's up at about 6:37 and down at 5:40. It's a new moon week this week. A new little slither will be seen soon. We've got more fine, dry skies on the way. Mild tomorrow, cooler behind the front on Thursday. Next change comes through over the weekend again. This one has a lot of cold air in it. It is going to be very cold indeed on Sunday, and it's going to be another windy period as well. As we take a look at the forecast for the tablelands, a real seesaw, mild tomorrow, cooler behind the change. Temperatures down, very cold start Friday, then a little bit milder with the next change coming through on Sunday, and it's going to be very cold on Sunday, and I think we might have some snow flurries in there. Again, that change could forecast could change there for orange in the tablelands, with snow flurries likely. The seesaw is more apparent across the central West Plains.
Gavin, thank you. And that's 9 News for this Tuesday. Stand by now. Tracy's up next with a current affair. I'm Vanessa. Enjoy your evening. Good night.